Hey everyone, I'm back here. I'm Norman, and today we are going to be diving into the world of prospecting. We've got Dennis, Elevate's senior instructor and project manager here at Elevate. Hey Dennis, how you doing?
Hey Norman, it's great to be here. Let's do it.
Awesome. All right, so Dennis, kick things off. Can you give our students and potential students a quick rundown? What is prospecting?
Awesome. Let's get started. From my perspective, again, prospecting can be a lot of different things. But from my perspective, prospecting is a part of your job, or as an SDR, part of your job, where you get the opportunity to do research, and you can try to do a lot of research based on different things, companies, the person who you're gonna call your buyer persona, and then build your strategy. I think prospecting is key and is fundamental for your success in this role. What are your thoughts, Norman?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm going to add and say prospecting, you're doing key research. What you're researching is who are the people that you should be connecting with, what are their problems, and what is important to know about them so that you can use it when you reach out to them, right? You're trying to research a lot and prospect for gold, if you will, so that you can use that information and be successful in your conversations. Um, what methods do you typically use for prospecting, Dennis?
Well, I love using LinkedIn, so that's being one of the main tools that I use, at least for the research part.
Yeah,
And I'm sure that you're familiar with this, Norman, but like a few years back, we didn't have all these AI solutions that we
right.
have now, right? So it was a pretty manual job. Like you used to use not even LinkedIn, but websites. Like you will go to the website and check what were the people that were on the website, and then from there you'll start doing your own research. So it was very manual, but now we have LinkedIn where you can find a lot of things. You can find updated information from prospects. And now I love using AI, right? So I'm using a lot of AI. You can actually use LinkedIn and any AI platform that you're using just to get a lot of information about people, and that gives you a narrative of how you can reach out to them, right? That, and of course I've been using a lot of lead IQ, Apollo, and any
Yeah.
CRM that you feel comfortable with. It's gonna be awesome, like such as HubSpot. We use HubSpot for Elevate, but you can use Salesforce or even Soho, that has a combination of a lot of things. But I think now we have a lot of different solutions that we can use, and a lot of technology that can make things a lot easier for us. What about you, Norman?
Yeah. Yeah, I look, you are going to be using tools that help give you more information about your prospects. LinkedIn is going to be fantastic for that, especially if your prospects are active on social media, they make posts, right? You'll be able to understand how they think, what they're interested in. Some podcasts or news articles your prospects will be a part of. You want to know that as well. And then there are platforms, Lead IQ, Seamless AI, Apollo, that will actually help you source information about your prospects, phone numbers, emails, content that they may have been a part of or published themselves. So these are all a well-rounded understanding of some tools you'll use so that you're effective in your job.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree with you, Norman. That everything is it's there for you to use it, and it's
Yeah.
just a matter of finding what helps you feel more comfortable. And of course, it's important to understand at least a few sales stack, and that's something that we have in the course, so that people can start building their own process, right? And once you get to learn how very specific tools use, how you can use specific tools like the ones that we have in training, any other tools that a company that you're going to be working for are going to give you access to, it's going to be easy because they're pretty much the same. They're similar. And from your perspective, Norman, why is it important to do prospecting?
Well, it's essential because it's the reason that you are going to have a pipeline of potential customers. If you're not using it, you're absolutely lost, right? There's a very big difference of saying, here are 100 different companies that I could work with. And here are 100 different companies and three individuals within those companies that need our solution. And here is some information on each one of those individuals about the problems they're facing and using that to tailor your message so you can be successful. I mean, it's just insane. If you are prospecting, you're not going to be successful. At least that's what I would say. Dennis, what would you add?
Yeah, I agree with you. When you're consistent when doing prospecting, you're gonna boost your sales opportunities, and you're gonna help yourself understand the market, understand your prospect needs, and that's gonna make your job a lot easier. It's not the same jumping off to a call with zero information about the company, zero information about your prospect, and it's gonna be weird. Than
Yeah.
having some conversational topics like asking some questions based on your research is gonna make your job a lot easier. And
Let's
Norman, so what are some best practices that you will recommend our students or prospect students to follow when doing prospecting?
Yeah, I thanks for asking that, Dennis. I was going to say, I think goes back to that initial point. Prospecting is research, right? So it's being able, what my best practices, I would say, is that you are dedicating a piece of time of your week where all you're doing is research focused tasks. So it could be an hour a day, it could be 3 hours in one day for the rest of the week, but all you're doing is diving in deep on the potential list of customers you could be working on, what they're interested in, what they're posting about, any news articles related to them individually or their companies. Research, 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 and dedicating time to complete that. How about you, Dennis?
Yeah, in my case, just to add up, like I think persistency sometimes is gonna be tough. Sometimes you're not gonna find a lot of information, but still throughout your call on that first touch, you can try to gather some information, right? So I think you need to be persistent. You need to keep track of every single contact that you had with your prospect. Sometimes it's gonna take maybe 2 or 3 calls before you can actually really connect with someone. So all the notes that you can take based on small pieces of information that you get, or even when you have a gatekeeper, for example, I've gathered information from a gatekeeper in the past, and then I've used it with my prospect when I get to the call. So I
Yep.
think every single piece of information that you can collect is going to be important.
Yep. And look, I'll add to that and say personalization. It's just like Dennis is saying, if you're gathering all of this information and then you are actually tailoring your message using this information, it's going to make you stand out. It's going to make sure you're unique. Well, Dennis, this has been a great conversation. Let's sum it up. Prospecting is essential. You are not going to be successful if you are not dedicating the time to prospecting. And thanks for joining us today. Thanks for joining us, Dennis.
Thank you, Norman.